Good morning? Yeah, it's good morning from Susie from Ruby Rose Reborns, and I'm here this morning with all my babies, as you can see them. And I have my Cabbage Patch Kids there. I have my lovely Reborns, and I have little Mr. Cooper in my arms, and little Miss Camille is being held by Thea Molly. And I just want to say, I have my trusted assistant. And when I say trusted assistant, let me tell you, he has been an assistant and a very vocal assistant with many great ideas. And it's because of his great idea that I am sitting here today chatting with you and having my Christmas video. He was insistent that I be in it, and now I'm glad he did it. You never see me. I'm not sure I ever did a video with me in it. I think one way over a year ago when I was first starting out that I did one with me in it. Well, here I am, ladies. This is Susie from Ruby Rose Reborn. This is the person behind the voice, and I love my assistant very dearly, and he's very helpful. And you know, he's holding the cue cards too. He's holding cue cards to the holiday tag by Canadian Reborn Mama. And I've been meaning to do this tag, and so we now have cue cards, and so I can answer the questions. All right, so let's get started. My holiday signature dish. Yes, I have a holiday signature dish. And I've had it, oh my goodness, it started out, oh, it has to be 30 years ago. Maybe even 35 years ago. I'm not quite sure. But it's the cranberry Cello salad, and I put it in a mold, and it has cottage cheese in it and sour cream in it and whole berry cranberries, and it has Cello, raspberry Cello, and then you put it in the mold, you know, and then once it's done you tip it over. But it's the center or the topping that I think really everybody goes wild over, and that is whipped cream with cream cheese in it, and that's all whipped together, and then you fold in little marshmallows, and then you put that, plop that in the middle, and it looks very pretty, but it is very tasty. And it's so popular here that I have two sons that are both married and have their families. One lives in Virginia and one lives in Washington State. And every year they call me because they don't ever write it down, because mom is just a phone call away, you know. So they call me and say, Mom, I need that Cello salad recipe. And I walk them through it every year, and they're like, okay, yeah, great. And then they go ahead and make it. I always forget to ask how it turned out, you know. But anyway, yes, I think now my grandchildren love it. So that is that, and I only make it twice a year, and Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve. All right, okay, next one is favorite Christmas carol. Well, let me see. I have two, so I'm going to tell you two. Of course, I love all the traditional ones. You know, I love Silent Night. I love Christmas carols, period. And when I was younger, like in college, I remember I had a Christmas album that I dearly loved, and I listened to that music throughout the year. And I remember my mother saying, why are we listening to Christmas music, Susie? Well, I just love it, you know, I can't help it. And she did too. She just didn't want to admit it, but she did. Anyway, but my two favorite ones are O Come, Emmanuel, and there's two arrangements that I just adore. And one, and I'm going to leave these in the description below. One is by the Piano Guys, which I'm sure you've all heard of, but if you watch the video while they're playing this, it's very moving. It just does something to your soul. And then the other one would have to be by one of my all-time favorites, and that's Enya. She's a favorite one. She's a favorite artist of my husband and I, but she does a beautiful, it's ethereal rendition of it. It's gorgeous. Anyway, and so then that's, and I'll leave her description down there too. And my other one is Mary, Did You Know? And I can hardly even listen to it without crying. I mean, I'm thinking of crying right now. It just moves me. And the words are not cheesy or corny or anything like that. I mean, it's almost like they're quoting the prophets from the Old Testament and talking about Christ. And Mary, did you know about this child that you gave birth to? I mean, it is so moving. And my favorite is the Pentatonix. And if you haven't heard of them, I will leave that description. They have loads of music on YouTube that you can watch. And I guarantee that you watch this, you're going to love them. And you're going to want to listen to more. And then, oh, my favorite holiday movie. Well, everybody loves Christmas movies, but I will have to say my favorite is Christmas with the Cranks. It is the funniest and the most relatable to me because I really relate to Tim Allen in this movie. And, you know, my family can kind of testify that I can become a little cranky bear around Christmas and just get all caught up in everything and like, we gotta move this faster and oh my gosh, you know, is this... So, anyway, but he is hilarious in this movie. Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis, they're married. And they are the funniest couple, and there are some wonderful scenes in there where you just laugh and laugh and laugh. And they're a suburban couple that live in Chicago, in a suburb out of Chicago, and they have all these neighbors. And one of them is Dan Aykroyd. And he has appointed himself as the neighborhood group activity leader. And that when it comes time to putting up the lights on the house and Frosty on the roof, because everybody has Frosty on the roof. Anyway, it's not corny, it's not cheesy, it's not silly. Well, it can be silly, but it is just good, fun, good humor. And you will really enjoy it. That's Christmas with the Cranks. I think you can get it on Netflix, but make sure you watch it. Okay. So the last question is our family holiday tradition. And I really don't know why I'm so emotional this morning, but you know, everybody has traditions. And as I was growing up, because my father was German, we always opened our presents on Christmas Eve. And one time, I remember on a Christmas Eve, my parents were divorced, and my father had moved to Houston because he was with the space program. I've told you about that before. Well, he came back for Christmas time, and I just really remember this. He came back for Christmas time. We stayed in a hotel nearby where we lived, and he spent all his time over at the house with us and my mom, and they were very friendly with each other and everything, and it was just a happy time for me. But I think I was 14. He wanted to go to midnight mass at the Lutheran church. Now, I was not raised Lutheran. He was raised Lutheran. He was German. And he's actually an altar boy there and learned the Lutheran catechism and all that. Well, I guess it just really meant something to him that year. And he wanted to go to the midnight mass. And I went with him. And I got all dressed up, and it was just him and we went to the Lutheran church, which was right around the corner from us, and we got the candle. We each had a candle, and we held it, and that was really a special time for me. I remember that. And so we, as a family, my husband opened his presents also on Christmas Eve with his family, so it wasn't a big challenge for us. We decided to do that with our children. And neither one of us has ever been big on the Santa Claus thing. It was more on focusing on Christ. And one thing that we do every year is I have this book here, if you can see it. It's called Christ the Season. And it's a gorgeous, beautiful book. And it has absolutely beautiful pictures in it. And we're going to try, my assistant's going to try to zoom in on this. But I read this to the children every year. And it's an old book. And that we can't open one present until... Oh, okay, I'm going to show the cover again so you can, my assistant can zoom in a bit. Okay. And they cannot, no Christmas presents are opened until we read the book. And the pictures, and you know, I have little ones that are not going to be able to go through the whole story. Some of them are older now and they enjoy hearing that. So I kind of paraphrase it, but I show the pictures and they really are beautiful. And there's the angel giving the Annunciation. And then the stable. And I love this love those animals. They're just so pretty. And over the years, I have purchased this book for my friends, for their children and grandchildren to read too. And they love it. It's Grandma's book, you know. And then I believe this, oh, the Three Kings. I love this one. They're just beautiful, just gorgeous pictures. But here he is Mary and Joseph and the baby. There's a beautiful picture at the end of the Christ child. And I'm gonna find that. Yes. Is he beautiful? Yes, he is. Beautiful picture. And of course, ending with a picture of the Savior, and that this was the beginning, really, his life, and then what he's done for us. So that's what we have this, and they all gather around me, and I read the story. And last year we actually added something, I remember. We added, Amy Grant also does a beautiful Mary, Did You Know? And it has, if you want to do this for your own children or grandchildren, if you can hook the YouTube up to your TV, which my husband did for us, and she had a beautiful one, and it takes you through the whole, she sings in the background, and it takes you through the whole nativity of the birth of the Savior. So that's our favorite, well, that is our holiday tradition, that's what we do. So I think that's it for my tag questions, and saying Merry Christmas to everyone, and that I love all of you and my subscribers, and this has just been really a fun hobby for me. And I I look forward, and my assistant can tell you this, that every morning before I go to work, I make my breakfast, I come out here, I sit down, I eat my breakfast, and next to my easy chair, put on my YouTube and watch all my friends out there, and I really, really enjoy it, and you guys have all made my Christmas better, and I love you, and I'm going to put this on pause because I want to come back and just do a little zoom in on the babies so you have a little chance to see them up close and personal. But Merry Christmas to you, and I love you, and I look forward to another year of YouTube with my YouTube friends. Okay, I'm back, and I thought just quickly I would do a little zoom in on the babies so you can see everybody a little bit better. Over here on the left, we have Charlotte and Mr. Finn sitting up there, and they have their Christmas studs on. Everybody does. I had a great time dressing them. And down here, we have Harvey, who looks like he's been to a little bit of mischief, or maybe his sister Emma Louise has pushed him over a bit. Emma needs to behave herself. She's usually the best little thing. I mean, I would expect it would be Charlotte more than Emma to do something like that. Anyway, and Emma's wearing a cute holiday dress. Not the traditional reds, but this is a silver and gray and with a little white vest. And then we have Miss Camille. Does she not look just precious sitting there? And I didn't want, she's a baby. And so I thought, it's Christmas. It's under the tree. Let's do sleepers. So she is in her little outfit, a Carter's outfit with her Santa hat. And it's, I love my favorite is when they have two pieces to them. The pants and the shirt, and not putting the pants over the onesie. For some reason, they never look right when you do that. And then she has the red and white socks that came with the outfit, and I found that Santa hat. And she's being held by her big sister, Thea Molly. And Thea is wearing a Gymboree sweater dress with the fur ruffle on the bottom, but you can't really see that. But she just looks so pretty there, holding my beautiful little Camille. And I will tell you that my assistant set that up, because I was holding both Camille and Cooper, and he said that didn't look right, so he put Camille there with Thea, and I think that worked really well. And then over here we have Katie Scarlett. She's the redhead in the back. And she's wearing a beautiful dress, but you can't really see it. Came from H&M, and it's a cream-colored jersey kind of top with this beautiful gold and silver netting bottom skirt to it that matches that headband perfectly. The headband came with it. And in front of her, of course, is my beautiful new little Pamlina, who's all dressed up. And then, of course, we've got Pamlina's brother, Wesley Aaron, and his little nightcap is kind of askew right now, but he's wearing a darling little fleece bear Christmas ho 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 sleeper, and he just looks so cute. They look so cute together. And then up here is my lovely, you haven't seen her, this is Hazel Lorraine, and I've had her for a while, and she is a pacifier, soft sculptured Cabbage Patch Kid, and she's one of the she's one of the original ones that Xavier Roberts did, and she's signed by him, of course, and because she has no ears. in the beginning, he didn't put ears on them, especially the bald ones. But as they went on, he started sewing ears. And so all of his helpers, or the nurses at Babyland, when they make these, they put ears on the bald ones. So she is like 1980. So she is quite a vintage girl, but she's in beautiful, beautiful condition. And she even has some freckles. But I love her, and she is fun to dress. And the headbands just look perfect. And she's wearing almost my favorite of all the outfits. It's Carter's black and white plaid taffeta dress with a velvet bow around the middle and a red cardigan. And she has her black patent leather shoes on. Anyway, so ladies, that is, and gentlemen, that is my kids for Christmas, saying Merry Christmas to all their followers and subscribers and their cousins across the pond and here in the United States. And they want to say Merry, Merry Christmas to you. And also I want to let you know that when the new year begins, I'm going to be starting a new giveaway. And so I hope you look forward to that and you'll tune back in to see that. So for now, goodbye from Ruby Rose Reborns, and have a very Merry Christmas and a safe and happy New Year.